This short clip is from my live trading room. You can engage directly with my fabulous team and me at LaDucTrading.com for all our research and trades. Or for just my daily live streams, you can access via YouTube memberships. All links are in the description. I wanted to get to this. Japan caused a bar shock. I think this is important. This is a picture of silver. What happened right here in the October low, new PM for Japan. And it wasn't that it was a female. No. It's the fact that major fiscal spending was immediately felt. So the yields in Japan have been spiking higher. We all know this. And gold and silver have been obviously spiking higher. Yesterday was a big VAR shock. So funds were really in a bad situation because usually you have a dollar goes up and risk off or bonds. Nope, they both went down. Equities went down with Bitcoin, which Bitcoin I believe is more like a currency. Gold shot up and VIX really shot up, but metals did not get hit. So I went into this going, wait a minute. I've been talking about how metals will get hit on a VIX spike, and they didn't. So looking into the severe dislocation in the bond market, but global impact and the spillover risk, this is what you want to look at. This entire carry trade unwind without much movement in the yen itself is underway. And that's where I was like, wait a minute, yen didn't move, VIX spiked, metals didn't come down, something's up. And I really do believe Japan is in control of gold. As I've mentioned, the US dollar yen is to gold as the US dollar yuan is to silver. Inversely, I've shown those charts a lot. Those are the major areas I think to look at. And as such, yes, this is going to be a February 8th kind of mandate. So look for potential risk off into that area. Maybe it's a buy the rumor, sell the news. I'm looking for events that could basically interrupt. Long story short, including some of my price targets that have gotten hit. Anyway, I go on for those who are just interested in the market stuff and not the macro, which I think is causing the market stuff, that we have a funding spiral in Japan in full view without admitting it, while yield curve control right now they're trying on the front end, like the 2-year, while they simultaneously talk about rate hikes to the press. So massive distraction campaign. And I think it's a trap. And I think the Japanese know it, which is why gold is better than hoarding their useless cash or their junk sovereign bonds. Because remember, Bank of Japan owns 50% of the market. Bank pension funds own the other 40%. And then it's 10% of foreigners. So they know this. So anyway, I think that's why the gold market has been responding extremely strongly to the new PM, the fiscal spending, and the lack of yen movement. I had to figure this out. I had to figure out why in the heck yen isn't moving, metals aren't coming down with VIX. There's something I'm not seeing. I think this is related strongly. Anyway, moving on. Oh yeah, that's the chart of the 10-year JGB to gold. And they're really much in lockstep. And a warning on gold and silver. The Bank of Japan and the MOF, when they intervene on Japanese yields, it will put a pause in the gold advance, I firmly believe. Maybe the February 8th public vote doesn't go her way. Maybe fiscal spending gets a cap of some sort. Anyway, I'm looking for reasons in Japan that would actually cause a short-term volatility in the metals. I also gave you my levels for XAG. Look at this on a monthly. It's completely parabolic. This is silver US dollar. It's not quite to a fib level, and I'm talking the fib level from the 2011 high. And the same thing with XAU, fib level from the 2011 high, we've made it way up to my 47.80. Now I did give 6,000. This is true, but that's after we digest here. So the mean is about 3,900 and we're now approaching 4,900. That's a big potential volatility event. This was a little one. Look how tight this has been to the 10-month moving average. Tight, shallow for months. And then it breaks out. At least a few months we had a digestion period and then it breaks out. So it will go into a consolidation period at some point, and that's all I'm trying to say about that. And then I also warned the dollar yuan is sitting on the 400 week. It doesn't show in this particular charting software, but this is to show you the inverse relationship of that April intervention on dollar yuan and silver. But I think with a 400 week tag, it should matter. So it's getting into that point where miners are reporting and Japan is definitely in control, I think, on this gold side. And they've got some reasons why it's been bid but I think it's local reasons, interestingly enough. My geometric mean chart of silver-gold ratio is at another inflection point. This was the October shake and bake. This was the December shake and bake. And here we are, massively, almost right into that 4.23 fib level extension from the 2020 low to high pullback extravaganza. And this is where I warned, once we get up here, I think we could have a little shake and bake. It would match. It would kind of all come together with my XAG USD at 98 and my XAU USD gold silver at 4,800, let's call it 4,780. We're there.
Join Club today to engage with Samantha and her team of 10 experts. Scan this QR code or click the link in the description. Subscribe to LaDuc Trading YouTube channel for more live trading room recap videos and other content.